Good morning all, hope everyone is doing really well. As from the title of this video, this is about how I keep a track of my numbers on eBay. I only sell on eBay, so it won't be relevant to other platforms, but I hope this is helpful. I use my own spreadsheet that I've constructed. I'll try and show you, and I'll also show you where I get the numbers from in regards to eBay's dashboard as well. So hopefully it's helpful for you. Please reach out, let me know if you've got any questions. Disclaimer, I'm definitely not an accountant. I'm not anywhere remotely. This is just how I keep an eye on my numbers. Hopefully it's helpful to you. So let's go on and have a look. Okay, so first things first, this is my number tracker that I've actually put on. I'll really quickly go through what I've actually put on here. First, you've actually got on the left-hand side, which is the date. So I've done all the way up to the 31st of each month. Next, which is to do with my listed goal, how many I've physically put up each day. I normally put in between 15 and 20, but in this instance, I will actually put the number I've actually put into eBay. Next column, which is my sold, how many I've actually sold in that day. I also have a line here for items picked up. So this is my sourcing, going out to charity shops, boot sales, Vinted, online, auctions, whatever it is. This is the amount I put on this section here. How much that physically cost me for the cost of goods. And then what I actually do also is my average shipping cost. That is my sold, how many sold actually out the door. So for example, if it's 10 items that have sold, I will then put in the average shipping, how much it actually cost me to ship those. I also put in, to keep an eye on my numbers, which is my listing value. How many I put into my store at what level. So I'm trying to aim for over £400. So it just is helpful for me to keep an eye on that. A couple of other bits are not particularly going to be that relevant unless you get to a certain level. I'm actually at the VAT threshold, so I do pay VAT on all of my items. I'll be putting that in here. This one, which is average COG, so average cost of goods. Back to items picked up, whatever that is. For example, if it's £100 and I've picked up 10 of them, I will actually just divide that by 10 to give me my average cost of goods. Taxman, so out of the daily profit, I'll be wanting to put in, for me, I put aside 25%. So that's a little bit extra than what I really need to. Then we've got my daily profit. This is what I'm going to put in on a daily basis. And also I've actually got the monthly profit. So that gives me a bottom line figure of what I actually earn at the end of the month. And lastly, which is, I've already got that listing value anyway. So ignore that one. So that's actually how I kind of put my spreadsheet together. Next, what I'm going to do is actually going to show you how I calculate. Okay, so I've done a quick presentation of actually how I work out my numbers. On here, the first part of it is, do you know your eBay numbers? This is how I work out my daily profit. Right, first and foremost, based on averages, the key thing which you need to do is actually find out how much your average cost of goods are. This is really important to actually know. For example, if you bought 10 items and you paid £38.80 in total, what you do is you divide this amount by how many you've picked up. So as you can see, £38.80, your average is going to be £3.88. Next, you need to know is what your average shipping cost is, or what your overall shipping cost is, sorry. Again, based on 10 items. If you picked up 10 items and you send them through every under 1 kilo, £2.94. So if you had 10 items, your total cost would be £29.40. Key to know what these two numbers are. This is going to be really helpful. Right, so cost of goods, so your listing goal, which is going to be 10. So that's how many you're physically putting into your store each day. For me, I'm doing 15. But in this instance, if we said you're going to be putting list 10 and your average cost of goods, if we go back, average cost of goods was £3.88. As you can see, 10 items are going to be £38.80. Right, then we can work out your cost of shipping. Cost of shipping out the door, if it's, for example, 10 items, as we say, go back to this part, average shipping £2.94. You can actually see it's going to be £29.40. So what you now need, you have is a combined total. So these are your physical costs. So it's going to be your cost of your goods and the cost to physically send them out. In this instance, it works out total combined of £68.20. Where do you go to actually get your profit margins? Right, so then what I do is I go on to my seller report. So this actually gives me my sales on here. I do it on a daily basis. So for example, 5th of November, I then will be looking at how many items have sold. So I can see that I sold 17 items. My total selling price, which was 365. But that's not the bit that we're really we need to concentrate on. The bit that we need to concentrate is this section here, which is your net sales. That takes out of your fees and selling costs and everything. So that's the key one that we need to be looking at. And then what we need to do is subtract your subtract cost of goods and the shipping from the net sales. So you need to take that away from this section here. For example, on this one, I've actually based it on 15 listed at £3.88. So if we go back to this, that what we're actually physically listing each day. So my listing goal, 15 at £3.88, which is my cost of goods. So that comes to £58.20. On this example, I sold 17. So that would be 17 sold out the door at £2.94 each. That comes to £49.98. So if we take that away, so that you add those together, £58.20 and the £49.98, comes to £108.18. You take that away from the £310.89, that will give you a gross profit of £202.71. That's the overall profit. But then you do have, don't forget, you've got to take off the tax as well. You need to put that in a separate pot. So your day's profit, which is £202.71, take away, for example, 20% to the tax man, which comes to £40.54. That would mean your gross profit, your bottom line figure, that for that day is £162.17. So the easiest way to remember what you need to do is your cost of goods, how much the item actually cost, plus the shipping, minus off your net sales. So your net sales, which is there, minus off your 20% to the tax man. And then that will give you your gross profit. Once you've got that information, you can then start putting it into here. You can actually put how many you've sold, how many you'd picked up. Again, this is if you want to. But the key bits on here is actually how much it costs you to ship, your average cost of goods, and also your daily profit. And then once you've worked out that, you can then work out your how much to give to the taxman. So that's, in a nutshell, how I work it out. Hopefully that's given you a little bit of an overview. It's fairly heavy on the numbers, but I wanted to try and keep it as short and sweet as I possibly can. Hopefully it's made sense. Please do reach out if you do have any questions. But just a quick one today, and have a great rest of the week.